So, Fruity, can you set up a highlight in, or can I get someone to do it?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
I got it in streams.
Yeah, it sounded like Nanako. It really did sound like Nanako, but I don't think that's really the case. Put this over here.
There's so many cords everywhere.
Unfortunately, the adjustment to your mic seemed to have made the keyboard more profound.
Don't worry, it'll be over in a second.
Whoops, that was a bit of a... It's been a long second there.
There we go. There we go.
So.
People are gonna be so confused by that one.
I even want to know what you did.
Oh my god. Anyways, so if I release a lantern around here, the Adepta might see it, right? But with these materials, what are you doing? Sorry. My junior and I, we were just considering the matter of releasing a Zhao lantern. The trouble is that we don't have sufficient materials on hand. But if you're willing, friend... Here you go again. Guhuan this, Guhuan that. The lantern rite only comes once a year, and all you can think of is about making a making a wish is the Guhua clan, or about the Guhua clan. Are we not disciples of Guhua? It falls to us to revive the Guhua clan to its former glory. Yes, brother. Whatever you say, brother. Excuse me, friend. Would you perchance be willing to fetch some Zhao lantern materials for me? I mean, I think your fellow disciple might have something to say about that. No, it was nothing. Oh, no, well, whatever he wants, that's fine by me. Sister. So, I've checked over everything. It seems like we're still missing the Jingsing. The last ones we picked have since dried out and turned brittle. You can make Zhao lanterns from Jingsing? It's an unorthodox method that my fellow Guhua disciples and I once came up with when we were bored and had nothing else to do. But there is something rather nice about Zhao lanterns scented with flowers. I shall await you here. Please bring the materials once you have found them. You have my thanks.
Hello.
God, Fruity. I shall.
Vegetables.
What is Fruity laughing about?
She's laughing about vegetables.
Yes, vegetables.
I don't know if you're watching stream when the swallow skip we did.
That's not
happened,
there.
but, like,
Okay, I climbed up here as a joke, thinking that there was some Jingsing flowers up there, but I guess they did dry up here. No, okay. Yeah, no, I was really hoping to be like go up there like, oh, maybe you just climbed up a little bit. But
I still hate that I missed out on getting elevator.
And here we go. Just one? Yeah, it's fine. I won't give that up. Thank you. We should be able to make a Zhao lantern now. And so Sunyu begins constructing a Zhao lantern. It's done, Gyur. Cheer. Inscribe our wishes on this lantern later, if you will, for your handwriting has always been very good. Sure. I'll do the writing. Cheer, are you displeased by any chance? What's the matter?
One could argue she's not very cheery about it.
Oh no, I'm not displeased at all. In fact, I couldn't be more happier to help release this lantern. Where were you planning on releasing the lantern? Yes, indeed, friend. You speak the truth. We should exactly do that. Okay, you can go if you want. I won't join you, though. It's a hard climb and I don't have the energy. But we've been here resting for a sufficiently long time, I do believe. Yes, she says she doesn't have the energy for it.
I'm suddenly reminded of the scene from actually continue, keep reading.
I've got a headache coming on. I don't know, maybe I caught a cold from this mountain air. It was just windy just now. I'll just let me handle it. If you'd be so kind, my friend. In fact, I had originally planned to release it from this very specific location. Back when Guhua clan still, well, existed, an elder disciple would take me there to release a lantern every lantern rite. Sadly, the clan has met its demise. No practitioner of Guhua has set foot in that place to release a lantern in a long time. Since you offer your aid, my friend, I shall not refuse it. Please, go there and release this giant lantern on my behalf. I shall mark the location for you. Meanwhile, I need to take care of my fellow disciple.
I'm just suddenly reminded of that thing from remember the Powerpuff Girls.
Hold on. I just kind of want to. I don't know. This was kind of a weird exchange here.
It was.
For some reason, I'm getting so many mixed vibes from this. It's like, I'm getting tsundere vibes from this, but also other vibes from this. It's freaking like, it's just so many conflicting vibes. What the frick?
Tsundere? Hold on, let's see. Are you quite alright? How did you suddenly develop a headache? Do you need any medicine? No need. Just stay with me for a bit. I'm sure it'll pass. Oh, she's depressed. She's getting reminded of the clan is making her feel depressed. That's what it is.
Anyways, just that previous exchange reminds me of that Powerpuff Girls scene where it's like, eat your pee, professor. eat it.
Oh my! That episode was so hilarious.
So this is where the disciples hung out at? Or not the disciples, the Guhua clan? Why is there someone there? You're not gonna fight me, are you?
Don't ask questions, Curb. You don't know what happens to people who ask questions.
Don't ask questions you were prepared to know the answers for.
Oh, there's someone here. Maybe they want to release lanterns here too? Actually, Fruity, can you help me with this? I've been doing all the voice work for...
Okay. You're here to release lanterns? None but the members of the Guha clan know of this spot, and yet your faces are unfamiliar.
Here at someone's behest.
There are those of the Guha clan who still remember this place? I saw no one when I first arrived, and that saddened me, I must admit. But it gladdens my heart to know that there are still those of the Guha clan that remember this place.
The Guhua clan used to release lanterns here?
Yes, we would craft our lanterns, then an older disciple would bring us here. They'd lead the way, and we'd follow behind them with our lanterns in hand. Back then, Jia lanterns from all over the world would merge into one in the sky. It was a wonderful sight. But now... Let's release the lanterns first. If you have the time, we can discuss the past further as we walk.
There we go. Oh god, please tell me she's gonna talk slowly.
If only, hopefully there's voice acting. Wait, no, of course it's not. She didn't have voice acting initially.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, so it is what I thought it was gonna be, which is she's gonna walk, and then you're gonna talk, and then she's gonna walk, and then you're gonna talk.
Yep.
I appreciated it did that.
I remember that there was once when, on the occasion of our releasing lanterns, a high-spirited senior demanded a match with me. I had yet to make reply when a trusty female junior of ours stealthily poured water onto the ground where he stood. With the ground so wet and slippery, our elder disciple had not even drawn his sword before taking one step, slipping and falling, and landing right on his buttocks. I laughed so hard I promptly followed suit. He was not angry, he just pointed at me and laughed. Everyone else gathered around and laughed along. I don't know where he is today.
Huh. Oh,
Also,
yeah,
the
he
name...
is.
Third round knockout.
Yeah, she works at, well, third round knockout. Why do you walk faster than I walk?
He's an NPC! You should be used to this by now, because the developers never know how to get this right.
I also once saw a glimmer of hope. It was a young boy who had just joined the Guha clan. He was handsome, well-mannered, and exceptionally talented. It seemed like he would be the one to revive the tradition. But he was a difficult one to track down, and no one would see a glimpse of him for long periods. I guess I never should have put my hopes in him. Better let him go and not hold out for his return.
You know I'm right though, Kerbo, what I said.
Pepe hands. Yep, chain. Yep.
When I left the Guha clan, there were barely any disciples left. Master did not blame me. He just told me to live a good life. Now, I don't know whether I have lived a good life, or just made it through life with little to show for it. I've heard people say that a Guha disciple called Sun Yu is currently visiting the mountain, and that he seeks to revive Guha. If only I had his courage. Sorry, I'm prattling away, aren't I? It's good to come out once in a while, get some fresh air, and get some things off my chest.
You seem a little down.
Oh, I'm fine, it's just this time of year. Anyway, it's getting a little late. Happy Lantern Rite, and please, could you pass a message to the one who sent you with the lantern? The message is this. The message is, Happy Lantern Rite from Zuro, I suppose.
Happy Lantern Rite to you too.
Thanks. Take care of yourself.
What?
Oh, my throat.
Yes?
It's just, from all that laughing earlier, my throat was not liking me doing that voice.
I've been having to mute myself so often right now, just constantly to clear my throat because all the phlegm back up.
I thought you were gonna comment on the fact that like that was a very weirdly like it got real.
Sentimental?
Yeah.
It did get real.
This is starting to turn out to be like this festival starting to turn out to be like some De La Demote stuff. Except a little more Chinese-like.
So you mean any holiday everywhere?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey, Terrace. You're back. You're back. Did you release the Zhao Lantern? So, about when we released the lantern. I see. Yes, Chihiro. I remember her. She took good care of me back then. And she still remembers the Guha clan. I'm pleased. So how's little Chihiro? Yes, little Chihoro's headache is better. Perhaps she had just caught a cold. I'm now preparing to... Brother, about this person, Jiro, you were speaking of just now. Was she your senior in Guha clan? Was she good looking? Were you too close? Oh, well, I can't say I knew her too well. But Jiro was quite adept at healing wounds. Whenever anyone was injured, we'd always go straight to her. Now that I think about it, there were probably many that fancied her in the Guha clan. And how about you, brother? Oh,
Stop calling me out like this!
So you were saying about her not being tsundere earlier?
I would say that this is more yandere. Maybe the response is, brother, you and Zero, what's your relationship exactly?
Oh.
Well, we aren't very close, really. You could say we share a fated fellowship. You could say we share the fated fellowship of our clan.
Oh my god, that's why.
Oh, then what about the relationship between you and me? Well, we also share the fated fellowship of our clan, of course. ... Tiara, is there something wrong?
Brother.
Oh god! What? Ow! What?
Also, hi, Terrace. You missed some shit.
A little bit. A little
You
bit.
missed some shit.
Please tell me someone clipped what happened earlier.
I don't know if I don't think anyone clicked anything.
You know what you must do, Clary.
Where are we going? What's the plan?
Oh, that's her voice. Who are you? Do I know you? I'm sorry, I just helped you. I can't got your tongue? Oh, I knew you were bad news. You're just lucky my senior is here. Otherwise, I'd slice you open and give your soul an out-of-body experience otherwise.
Oh my god, he is
my
so
senior.
underrated.
Mine. Who are you calling senior? We have come here to seek guidance from the Adeptus on how to revive the Guhua clan. I'm warning you, do not get in our way. And more important, keep your filthy hands off my senior.
Oh my god, this went from 0 to 100 really fucking quick.
Oh no.
What's the Guhua clan? Guhua clan? What about the Guhua clan? My senior is the same. Guhua this, Guhua that. All he ever thinks about the Guhua clan. Must seem to notice that barely anyone else apart from us still associates themselves with that arch-forsaken martial arts club. What? It's just a martial arts club?
Well, it seems like an ancient art, but she's referring to it as a martial arts club.
Okay, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. If he could even show just a fraction of the same affection he has for Guhua for me, maybe... Okay, well then, Sunyu? Huh? What is it? Who are you? My liege, I am Sunyu, disciple of the Guhua clan. I have journeyed here to harness my inner energies. Well, to practice. I think you're saying pressing buttons.
Oh, sorry.
Do you want something? If not, please do not disturb me. So what's the Guhua clan? Have you not heard of the renowned ancient arts of the Guhua clan? Well. In its glory days, the Guhua Brotherhood roamed the lands freely, and none dared to challenge them. Their reputation for dual mastery of the polearm and sword was such that all the martial nomads in Teyvat had heard of it, and none doubted its veracity. Oh my god, Speedy just said, this place sure is good for disposing of competitors.
It sure is.
She's staring at me from here. Anyways, sadly, no party is everlasting. Centuries have passed, and while many Guhua relics remain, the great practitioners are long gone. After a slew of dissertations, the Guhua Brotherhood regrouped as the much smaller Guhua sect, with barely few hundred disciples. Today's Guhua clan is now all that's left. Left of this grand tradition. A mere handful of practitioners. Aren't the two of you that's all that's left? Our numbers are reduced, yes, but not to that extent. It's just the various disciples of our clan have scattered every corner of Liyue. Traveler, have you heard of one known as Qingzhu? Or Qingchu? Yeah, I guess. Oh. He's a junior of mine, but he was the first among us to grasp the concept of martial principle. He once wrote a mantra and utterly changed the legacy of the Guhua clan. I don't know what became of him. Perhaps he's still roaming the land, doing good wherever he goes. Huh, there is a lot more of a history here, isn't there? Hey, so you and Cheer kind of get on really well? Ah, okay. Now it's fine. Now it's a little bit more, somewhat alright, when he says this. I've always treated her like a sister. We were always inseparable when practicing martial arts, like a form to its shadow. I consider us equally matched, both in combat and in courage. Hence, I brought her here with me, that we might search for divine guidance and bring about the Guhua Renaissance together. She has an odd temperament, normally being prone to chatter, yet with me she is like a completely different person. I find this bit of a headache to comprehend. Huh. Let me talk to her one more time. So you are... Who am I is none of your business. I'll bet you're a monster from the mountains, disguised as a person to try to trick the two of us. Whew, okay. That is yandere.
That is yandere with a capital yikes.
Yep.
Also, Fruity. I'm having problems. It's not letting me clip the freaking publish this clip for some reason.
Huh?
I think it's because of the title. Because I try and put down slaughter or other things. It's like it's not letting me publish this clip.
Oh, publish. Oh. That's weird.
Just change the title then.
I changed the title like 3 times, and it's like originally it was like the slaughter of a talking plant. Now it was like lotus abuse. Now it's just like none of them work.
I would say maybe just like try to refresh and just try it again. Sometimes maybe it might be Twitch just kind of screwing up today. It's been doing it a couple of times. Let's see. All right, over to the Boo Boo Pharmacy. I know I say this every couple of times, but I really do like how the game kind of lets you, I guess, learn about the NPCs. I feel like, this is kind of interesting. I remember I kind of sort of like checked off the Leeway as a place to go with me, going like, I don't know about the people here. You know, everyone seems to be so, I don't know, like business focused or something like that. No. It felt very stifling here. And talking to all the other people, I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm not feeling that anymore. I still feel like Mondstadt is my home, but this is a nice place to visit from time to time. I take it.
I can't read what this says.
It has been clipped. At least as much as I can, considering it's only a 60-second.
I mean, you can do part 1, part 2.
I got most of it there. It's just anything before that point was just the normal talk of like
gotcha.
and stuff.
Yeah, you're missing the context. That reminds me, I need to do a video in chill stream with getting some clips. Anyways, so I'm sorry to trouble you during this festive time, traveler, but we're a little in over our heads at the moment. The number of people requiring medicine for the Boo Boo Pharmacy always peaks during the Lantern Rite period. I'm hearing button mashing.
Sorry.
Why does it happen? During the Lantern Rite, everyone puts their work aside to spend time with their families. Of course, there will be all manners of banquets, with fine food, drink, flowing all around. Suddenly, everyone's got indigestion, or else they're coming down with some malady or other. I'm always encouraging people to not eat too much, but during a food-driven festival like this, my advice tends to fall on deaf ears. Just now, a few more customers contacted me, asking if I could bring them some medicine for indigestion and other stomach problems. I simply cannot stop manning the pharmacy. What about Chi-Chi? Traveler, if it's alright with you, could you help me deliver some medicine? Oh, wait, they actually... That's actually an option you asked there. What about Baiju and Chi-Chi?
What about Chi-Chi?
Chi-Chi went out to gather some herbs and still isn't back yet. It's highly possible she might have gotten lost somewhere due to her poor memory again. As for Dr. Baizhou, I think he's probably doing some medical research or something else of nature. Either way, it's not my place to ask. So, I'm afraid it's all to you, Traveler.
I think you need to get more capable employees. Or at least just a normal employee. That's doing other shit.
Yeah, get an employee who isn't gonna like charge people like millions of more for something that probably isn't even worth that much.
Right, I got it. Thank you. Here's the medicine. Please get them to Guanhai and Zihua as quickly as you can. I barely remember the name. Brother, I remember the names, I just don't know who they are.
Guanhai and Zibababa, because I don't remember what the other one was.
Jihua. Or God, I forgot how do you pronounce the ZH?
I think it's either X or Z. Something like I know Z is.
Hazim, where are you?
I think.
Help us, Hazim. One Kenobi, your only hope.
Isn't Z's like still like Z but with like a ZH one? Like a,
I thought there was like sort of a bit of a D feeling in there too.
Well, the thing is that my big experience with a couple of other games is like named like Jean Lee, which is just like ZH stuff like that.
Well, that could be those other games they may not have such a strong focus on trying to.
Does the mission, like the quest, like tell you the name of the person? Because I'll try like googling like the translation and stuff. It doesn't say.
Welp.
We'll find out when you get to the people. Because their name should be above their head.
Oh, these are people I delivered food to the other day. At least two of them. Oh. Guanhai? Actually, help me out here, Glaring. With the voice work.
Ow, 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 ow! It hurts! Excuse me? Did you want something?
Here's some medicine from the herbalist, Gui.
Wow, thanks! Just what I wanted. Fast turnaround time, I must say. I feel better already. Must have got the tears listening from the sea breeze, Always.
No indigestion for you?
Ha! Indigestion? Me? I'll have you know that I have an iron stomach. I ate 3 grilled fish and 1 sitting for my last meal. That's not really worthy of an iron stomach.
Maybe you shouldn't eat 3 fish?
Even now, not one of my friends can match my prowess at eating and drinking. Alright, enough about that. I'd better finish this medicine real quick. I got a drinking session to get to. I bet you this guy's a fucking lightweight.
Don't wait until your health is ruined.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm not some old fucky. Still, thanks for the concern. I'll be careful.
I walk away, and I could have sworn I hear him muttering YOLO.
Anyways, the name of this person.
Here it is.
Yeehaw. I think that would be Yeehaw.
So many travel.
I must have eaten something that didn't agree with me. Here's the medicine from the herbalist. Thank you. This stomach medicines I asked him for, isn't it? I think might be getting indigestion. My stomach's feeling mighty terrible right now. I was just strolling around through the city streets, having a bite to eat here and there. Before I knew it, I'd overeaten. What'd you eat? Fried rice, raw fish, some fruits, lots and lots of shrimp. Yep, and some excellent wine.
Well, this guy has an iron stomach.
You shouldn't overindulge, you know? Even during a festival. Well, that's what that medicine's for, right? Think about it. What's the point of a festival if you can't eat whatever you like? Thanks for bringing the medicine, by the way. I should probably take this opportunity to rest as well. It's like one of those, like, I mean, I get you, but still, like, you don't want to be like, you know, appearing in the obituary saying you partied too hard.
You partied too hard with a YA.
Never mind the fact that we have a like, I think it's an actual IRL case of someone partying so hard they died, and they got back up in the morgue to go party more.
Oh my god.
Those humans that are clearly not human.
I'm positive that's not someone making up a joke. I'm pretty positive that's actually something that happened.
Seeing some stuff that people have survived. Oh yeah, that's entirely possible.
Also,
that doesn't change my answer of they're obviously just some sort of other creature disguised as a human.
by the way,
they clearly evolved that.
That man's is not man.
By the way, it is Jihua.
Okay, alright. Thank you.
Either Jihua or Jihua. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes.
Wait, what's the word again? Oh yeah. Thanks for the help. Have all the medicines been delivered? You're probably gonna hear from them again soon. Well, there's not much we can do about that. Stomach problems won't go away unless you watch your lifestyle. Best we can do is treat the symptoms whenever they show up. But I suppose I can rest easy for now, at least. So, what about Xiao lanterns? Oh, we don't generally release lanterns. The point of Xiao lanterns is to make a wish, right? Well, what sort of wish would the Boo Boo Pharmacy even make? Other businesses may wish for their businesses to thrive and boom, but a pharmacy is in the business of curing disease and saving lives. We can't exactly wish for more sick people, can we? You know, this is a joke I make from time to time. Like whenever it involves kind of like medical stuff or whatnot. Like, hey, when you step out of a hospital, you don't want to say, "Hope to see you again soon." Like, you don't want to hear that sort of stuff.
Another thing you want to hear is, see you next week, Bob.
What did you say, Kirby? Because right when you said when you step out of the hospital, my headset just said Patarilo at the perfect timing.
Oh, okay. I thought like we need to reconnect. Just hold on. I'll explain when I get out of here. Let's see.
Both options are good for this guy.
Yeah, you got a good heart, Gui. Well, I keep hearing you mashing buttons.
Sorry.
Well, on a more personal level, of course I'd love to join in. I mean, it is a festival, but I haven't had much headway in constructing a Xiao lantern. These last few days have been much too busy. I can only steal a few moments of my breaks to work on it. And even then, I'm sure the lantern rite will be over by the time I finish. Hey, I can help! Will you really? Thank you so much. And, here you go. So you haven't finished the Xiao lantern? Yep, here it is. Thank you so much.
But no cure for heartache.
This lantern is both well-shaped and sturdy. You have my craftsmanship. My craftsmanship pales in comparison to yours. In that case, we'll release this lantern later at night. I know a good spot. In the meantime, I need to think of what I should wish for. Oh, there's more to this?
Medicines, but
Yep.
no
Oh, that's what I was hearing. And I thought I heard something about like heartache in the background. It's just like, wait, were you hearing something from Fruity's side? Wait, no, it's just that old man who's standing outside.
He's got heartaches by the number.
So the thing about the hospital, for sure.
Yeah, it was just saying like, hey, I feel like that's like part of a thing that I sometimes make jokes about. When they're dealing with like hospital-related stuff or whatever medical stuff, just touching around the whole subject of like, hey, you don't normally say, hope you see you again soon, or, you know, I hope business is good here.
Which one? Are those worse, or is just saying like, see you next week, Bob? Like,
medicines, but no cure for heartache.
You don't want to be saying that to someone, because it's like, that means that they've get hurt enough that they have to be back every other week.
I'll come
the
back again.
counter argument here. The counter argument here is maybe them being seen every week is a good thing. Like, oh, we'll see you next week. Your cancer treatment is going perfectly fine. You know?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean,
or you know, they could just have a sense of humor.
yeah, there's that too. Or we can apply any amount of stipulations there. It's just, my point is, it's still kind of weird. Also, I think, so Tayu said ZH is pronounced like Jur. So, Zhongli is Zhongli? But when you say it fast, it sounds like a J, so it's Zhongli. It's quite hard to explain it. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so
it's one of those things of like, it's like when you like sound it out, it sounds weirdly, but then it's like when you say it fast.
Oh, I know what the sound is.
So it's a Zhong.
Chiga. I know what the sound is. Yeah, I know the Korean equivalent.
It's not Korean, though, hun.
I know, but there's a equivalent sound to exactly what Kazim is describing.
That's not his name, though. It's Tayu.
A Tayu, rather.
Personally, I would prefer more describe it as like it's a JH rather than like
JHJG.
I'll say a little more about this, but let me talk to this guy first. I need a rest. My hands are so sore I can barely lift my walk. What's wrong? Traveler. I was just wondering how nice it'd be to have if I could have some help. You up for it? What kind of help? Most of our staff have headed back to spend the lantern rite in the city. So we're short-handed right now that we can barely keep our heads above water. So any help is good help. You needn't worry. We don't expect you to do any heavy lifting. We just need to help us serve some dishes and gather ingredients. Give me a moment. Let me see what we can get you to do right now. I forgot to take orders from the customers at the table downstairs. How about this? Go and take orders from those two guests downstairs, Holderlin and Caspar. They've been waiting for a while now, so they might be getting annoyed. Just remember to bring them two side dishes. Some delicious chicken mushroom skewer should do the trick. After the sides have been served, ask them what they would like to have as their main course. Save yourself that extra trip. Alright, run along now. Don't keep them waiting. Sides? Wait, what? Okay, what was it again? It was, skewer? Chicken skewer? Was it grilled chicken skewer?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh no. Oh no.
What was it they wanted to make?
Back out the chicken.
Tiger fish, I think it was.
Two of them?
I think.
Wait, can we even make
Chicken
delicious?
mushroom skewers, you're right.
Delicious what?
Chicken mushroom skewers, two of them.
Oh, there it is. The beginning, the first one. Okay, so two of them, two delicious ones.
Yeah, you auto cook and you'll get them delicious on that. Don't make the special dish; it won't count.
Of all times for me to make a special dish, you never make a special dish for me. Now? Alright.
I feel like that does fit Kaya, though.
Swear to God.
It really does seem to just be this like stark little thing that just like all of a sudden like
season, nothing in sell.
Speaking of, oh wait, I didn't mean to take your food. Hi there. No, that seat's not taken. Feel free to sit up with me. Wait, are you not the person I got? Oh, those guys over there. Goodbye. Sorry. There we go.
Look at food again.
All right, help me out here.
Here's your food.
We've been here all day. Why hasn't you come to take our orders yet?
Right here, sir.
Well, finally, I was just about to leave.
What would you like to order?
I've had at the PPO leeway, make excellent seafood. Drop the crossing.
What? Look, Leeway is known for seafood, so,
But I've been trying a vegetarian lifestyle recently, so I can't have meat. I want to do something vegetarian that sounds like seafood. Seafood isn't meat, though!
depends on your definition of it. Yeah, because it's not meat, but like it's still also used as a definition, like meat being, you know,
Anything that comes from animals.
No, from
flesh, rather.
I thought mammals. No. From flesh. Yeah, well, wait. From land flesh?
From flesh, not just land. Fish is meat.
Well, some people call refer to as meat, poultry, and fish as separate things.
Yes. That's why
For
fish
the sake of being
meat.
a vegetarian, fish is meat.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Wait, different person.
Oh yeah, Fruity, take care of the Caspar.
Okay. Ever since I tried spicy food at Wadman Restaurant, I've been completely smitten by that flavor. Nowadays, I can't eat anything if it doesn't have that spice to it. I'll pass on the seafood. I've had too much of it lately. Some fowl would be great. I'm not too familiar with Leeway cuisine, so I'll take whatever you recommend, thanks.
Oh God.
Oh my God! The entire time you had a timer.
Was it actually going that entire time?
I don't think so.
You originally had 300 seconds when you were up top, and you went down there and you had like 200.
I see.
I think we've been goofing off for more than 5 minutes.
So, what did they order? What would Holderland like to order?
Something vegetarian.
Vegetarian?
Vegetarian abalone. Abalone sounds a lot like fish.
Yeah, that's vegetarian abalone would be that.
Yep. That's a tough one. This Outlander sure knows how to pick 'em. What about what would Caspar like to eat?
Julian chili chicken.
Yep, that just screams. This Outlander likes spicy food, does he? Oh, I can do that. All right. I got them down. Phew, this is going to be a very busy day. Nope, and no mistake. Or, shoot, I really messed up this one. Whatever. Let me see if there's anything we need your help with. Oh, yes. We have 2 servings of takeout here. Could I trouble you to send them out? 1 serving almond tofu for Aunt
Aunt Zhao?
Chow? Yeah, chow.
I know, but just like it just because it looks like Zhao, but it's Chow. So yeah, one serving of almond tofu for Aunt Chow, and a serving of golden shrimp balls for Juyu.
Every time I hear golden shrimp balls, I want to mix some.
Having made so many dishes in such a short time, we're starting to run out of ingredients. How about this? While you're on your trip, you bring some ingredients back with you. 3 servings of rice, almonds, and tofu should do the trick. I have loads of that. We don't really have sufficient ingredients on hand right now, so I'll have to trouble you to go out and buy some. You should be able to have all these ingredients from Second Life. Just report the bill to me afterwards. Okay.
Well, at least you don't have the timer.
That would have been weird if they had me go into Oh my god, what is this delivery?
If you had a timer, I was gonna make a mention to you being Spider-Man all of a sudden.
Yeah, like, you know.
Especially since
Also, I'm not sure if it matters on what you pick for their order, cause I was just jamming to music, just trying to get through all this, so I just kind of mashed the button relentlessly and just randomly picked things, and everything was good.
There you are.
At least so far. I got just about everything I wanted.
Oh, I hate that I procrastinated a lot on this event, because I only have a quarter to do work.
Anything I can do for you, youngster? Here you go. Almond tofu. Oh, this is the delivery from Wang Shuin. Oh yes, this is a wonderful serving of Wang Shuin's almond tofu on a festive occasions. It's always great. Thank you, young man. Thank you. So yeah, as Azim said, you know, I haven't done Act 3 yet. Oh, we have to go up there. Let's walk down there. But I have been enjoying just like any little bit of like a lore that comes out of Wang Shuin. Like I've always been enjoying it. Like I feel like an entire season of anime or some manga or whatever could be done around that inn. But it's like I would like to see a good 12 episodes of anything from that.
I almost thought that guy had white hair, long flowing white hair, because of his jacket.
Jingman, is there anything else you'd like to eat other than golden shrimp balls? Freaking help me out.
Sure. Is that the girl?
A woman.
Okay. Don't worry. Let's wait a while more. The takeout should be here soon.
Do you need anything? Yep. Delivery.
Give me these. I want to eat them.
Look, Jillian. Look, it's our takeout. It's here. Thank you for making the trip. Yeah, I remember the deal with these two. Like she's kind of sort of sickly and whatnot, but she feels really bad that like she made him kind of like stop being a sailor and whatnot. Yeah, that delivery was quite a distance. Getting that downstairs and walking all the way over there. That's like a half an hour walk, or maybe, okay, but keep in mind that like this world is also probably compressed. So that's probably like 2 hours to maybe half a day of walking.
I would probably say more like 2 hours. Maybe even less. It all depends, but I'd probably say at least at most 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you really are Spider-Man at this point, because like that little pond has distance.
Mm-hmm. Kirby, it's the inn. They jump good. Huh, okay. And then they have to come all the way back. Okay,
oh, I get it now, because wing glider stuff.
Yeah, well, they go... Well, okay, maybe sure they can make it over there, but what about coming back?
You gotta walk.
You were a little slow, but... What? You didn't give me a timer! You were a little slow, but there were too many things to do after all. But wait... yes, I already asked, I already asked Nihua to bring the food down to those two customers. They're pretty pleased with it, too. Thanks for making that trip. So, are all the other matters settled? Yep, I've sent the meals. Good, good. Have you brought the ingredients? Or have you bought the ingredients as well? Hold on, you're telling me I was slow, but you made me send...
Imagine if we were to do all of that within that 300 seconds you initially had.
Game? There we go. That's weird. What's it again, Lotus?
Imagine if the game wanted you to do all that within the 300 seconds you were initially given.
And without teleporting.
Oh no, the teleporting still worked because like you still like it didn't bring down your.
I know. No, I'm just saying. What if? What if without teleporting?
Oh god! Oh god, that would be impossible.
You give you a different line on 300 seconds. Oh well, if I'd known that, Hazim, I would have actually moved faster. I was just kind of just taking my time and such. Thanks, you've lightened my load a fair bit. Aren't I a busy man? It's the lantern rites, and I still haven't put together a lantern. Oh, right. Traveler, do you know how to make Jiao lanterns? It doesn't feel right to ask you for help with this as well, but I can't really spare the time to source the materials to make a lantern. If you're willing to help out, could you make me one? No, 2 lanterns. I'll take one of them, and I'd like you to help me send the other to Jingzhou. He can usually be found fishing near the inn. He's usually something of a freeloader, but for some reason he hasn't come over today. Oh yeah, that dude over there. So...
I think his name would be Jian Zui.
Oh, I guess I didn't pay attention. I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to how it's spelled. What's with that freeloader today? There you go. Ah, you've got nimble hands. Thank you. I should be able to send this Xiao Lantern off soon. And yes, make sure you don't forget to pass the other Xiao Lantern to Jiangzhu. I think that's how it is. Yeah, Jiangzhu. Oh, okay, that was weird.
I thought it'd be Jian Zui.
Jiangzhu. No, well, keep in mind that's not Japanese pronunciation. Like, you go more with, I guess...
Hazim!
the consonants and stuff like that, it's a little bit more... It's... Okay, that one's a little bit more on the foreign side, but the vowels and stuff like that is a little bit more, in English. Oh, God. Which one?
Let me scry.
Yeah, so it is.
By royal burst forth.
Huh, well then.
I think it would be Zhou if it was just a U without the E.
Right, yeah. There's a flower on this thing. Oh, then what was the language that was a little more... Oh well.
English would be more of the U with like...
Yeah, you're right, my brain... Oh my god, I think my brain's out to lunch. It is completely out to lunch today. So, Fengway. Another year, another lantern rite. A Zhao lantern. Why so sudden? Smiley, young Zhao wanted me to send this to you. That chef is a thoughtful man indeed. He's changed a great deal since our initial meeting. Time slips by, and yet here I am, still unable to wholly let it go. How shameful. What can't you let go of? Nothing, really. Merely trivial matters that aren't worth any mention. Thanks for coming all this way and sending me that Jiao lantern. I don't have anything to wish for, nor have I released a Jiao lantern of my own in a long time. But having a lantern by my side to look at isn't too bad. Thank you very much.
I think you might need to rejoin Discord because a couple like 2 sentences there were completely cut off. For at least for me, anyways.
Give me a moment. Dang it, I need to open that. Alright, so... Let's go to this one instead. Sorry, I was like brain scattered. Alright, we took care of that. Did you? Okay. Oh.
Are we?
Ah. Alright. So I guess we're dealing with this. We're dealing with this now. Okay.
Which character is what? Wait, why is that? Why should that be a thing? A character is currently involved in other quests. Why? Why would that? What? Why would that stop you from being able to do something?
Oh my god! Meanwhile, Mona is just waiting, going like, I knew you'd be coming around here. Alright, let's continue on with Mona's, storyline.
Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires.
I feel like this is a major flaw in the RPG design.
No, no, it's just the thing is, it's involving characters. It's all involving NPCs and stuff like that. From another storyline and whatnot, and it wouldn't make sense for that one NPC to be able to. Oh my god, Speedy.
It doesn't, but it's a video game. It's like they could just have load up multiple states for the NPC. I've seen other games do it with no problem.
Yes, but they are not MiHoYo, are they? Yeah. But yeah, like, cause this seems right. Like, I activated the thing, like, not intentionally. I walked by and it's like, oh shoot, Mona's over here. Well. Alright, so Mona's got priority. I mean, I shouldn't be too upset. You know, it is Mona. Come on, it's Mona. Like, there should be some PogChamps here for Mona.
Oh yeah, I had this exact same thing happen as well.
Well, it's no wonder that an inn set up here has no business.
Mona, you've come at just the right time. Did you see a jade ring while you made your way here?
A jade ring? Can't say I have.
Oh, that's not good. That ring was given to me by my mother, but while my back was turned, it was swallowed up by a slime.
That should be no trouble with Mona here. She's really good at astrology.
How would... Oh.
Absolutely not. Astrology is meant to be used to gain insight into reality and observe destiny itself. It's certainly not for such mundane affairs.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Like, what you're going to divine, like, you know, I'm going to use the power of the stars and stuff like that to tell me what slime ate this ring.
Is that any different than fortune tellers doing the same thing?
Thinking emoji.
But didn't you say that the owner here's been good to you?
This is a matter of pride and one's state of mind. If an astrologist thinks that their arts can solve all problems, they will be forsaken by the starry ether. Their divinations will lose the power to guide and will not be able to pierce the fog of the unknown before them. Principles are principles.
Such a powerful ability, and you don't use it to earn a living? What a shame.
Well, I was going to put up 20,000 mora as compensation, if you were willing.
20,000?
Are you alright?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking that the person who finds that ring must be lucky indeed to be able to earn 20,000 mora just like that.
You're just talking about an astrologer's pride.
I feel like that second would be more like a better start to responsive.
Yes, of course. Still, the owner's business has had it pretty hard. It must be a truly extraordinary ring to be worth spending this much more to find. It wouldn't be right for us to leave like this, so let's help to search for it. There may be other means we can employ besides astrology.
Oh, Paimon knows where this is going.
I know. I'll leave this one to you. This is the first mission I'm giving you as your master.
I guess it's my business again.
Since it was swallowed up by a slime, maybe we can use elemental bait to lure all the nearby slimes to us. You remember the stuff we helped Master D-Luke make? And Paimon actually kept a small amount.
What's the right response I want to give Paimon here?
Wait, what? Wait, is Paimon a klepto?
Perhaps. Don't tell me that when you get greedy, you,
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Seems like you already have a plan.
Yep, we'll be back in a jiffy.
Colin's back, absolutely covered in
The
slime.
elemental bait's really strong. It will attract all the slimes in the area. Even if they're just slimes, they can be dangerous together, so we'd best prepare ourselves.
Well, hey, you have one of different elements on you, so it's like you should cover everything.
Covered, yep. Alright. That was fast.
Burst forth! Witness my great undertaking!
Delved into death by royal decree!
Oh my god, they're all lady! What the crap? I fall so far behind. I have enemies that look up to like 60 or 70, I forget.
Fate is upon you!
Way too epic for what it is.
Wait, what?
Moment of birth!
Mona's ult.
Oh.
Delved into destiny! Ha!
It has a very like enemy or like look to it. It's just like
burst forth.
Kill them.
I mean, yes, I guess, I kind of guess, but.
Reveal thyself!
But the thing is, it does help a lot. Basically, like the next attack you do is basically going to be a lot of damage.
Understandable, but I still feel like the animation is like
this must be the ring. It's so pretty. Paimon sure it's worth a ton of. Paimon wasn't having any bad thoughts. Let's bring the ring back to Mr. Zhu.
You want to have a talk with Klee there, Paimon? You have the ring back to Mr. Zhu.
I still hate that I didn't get Albedo.
This life isn't bad
so
either.
here's the other reason why it wouldn't make sense for
the
other mission to be active, is because we'd be talking to him here. It is literally just getting in the way.
That's it. That's the one. I thought it was lost forever.
You actually found it. Not bad. Mr. Zhu, you must take care of such precious things a bit better. You might not be so fortunate next time.
You're absolutely right. How would I have faced my family if I had lost the 253rd ring my mother gave me?
What?
Let me explain. My family owns 3 jade mines, and in order to ensure that I would be able to find myself a good wife, my mother had many jade accessories made as heirlooms. I think there might be over 500 of them.
Then why would you feel the need to set up an inn here?
Well, inheriting the family business too early unavoidably made things boring. Thank you, all the same. Here's the Mora, as agreed. Please take it.
Then I'll take it gladly.
What? Hey, I'm sorry, Mona. You did.
Chest out of the camera.
Mona, you did nothing.
But we did all the work.
A disciple should act like one. How can they steal their master's thunder?
I never said I was going to be your disciple.
Exactly.
Well, you need to start practicing now. If my rival is as smart as I think they are, they will figure you out in a heartbeat.
What was that rumbling sound?
Oh, right. You mustn't have eaten in days. I'm very sorry. I forgot that you have no...
That didn't happen. Forget it. Well, I suddenly feel that you have indeed contributed to our good fortune. I say we spend this money on treating you to a fine meal. If we travel north, we'll reach the Wongshu Inn. I hear the food there is really good, so let's go try it out. No need to thank me. I'm just doing as a good master should.
Did she say she was treating us? Is Paimon hearing things?
Oh, Mona must be such a good person. There, I said it for you.
She's such a good person. Let's have ourselves a great meal.
Wait, what's still saying? Can I call Mona a tsundere and actually be accurate?
I don't know. That's something different. So there's
or
something
would be
about
Himedere.
Himedere might be more sort of appropriate, but like it's weird considering she's poor. Well, regardless, I have a strong feeling like this is going to block another progress for something else. It's just a bit of a feeling here.
Well, the thing is that Himedere doesn't mean you're actually rich. It just means you act like princess.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, we can go to the Boo Boo Pharmacy right now.
Going
Go
out
take care of
into
that.
Oh, that's like, but still, like, really, Mona, really?
I don't know how to feel about Mona now.
She hasn't eaten in days?
Well, I mean, sure, yeah, but the attitude, though. The attitude.
She's trying to be humble, but failing to be humble.
She's trying to be humble, but she's also prideful, but she's also Wait, what? Huh? Where's this guy at? Oh. Oh. What? Head to the designated location to look for the... When did he say he was... Oh, because he's going to release the lantern. Too pompous for their lifestyle. I just teleport up to... Oh my god, I would have...
I think laughing too much earlier made my stomach hurt a bit, and it made me a little nauseous.
Oh.
Worth, though. Worth.
Hazim, Mona isn't you. She isn't fasting. She's actually legitimately, basically starving herself because she doesn't have any money. She's like Jean Lee, but...
Well, there's something else more to that, but we'll get to that. There you are. I've already written my wish on the lantern. This is good timing. Let's release this lantern. Bye. As for my wish, I ultimately wish for everyone leeway to be healthy and well. And as for Boo Boo Pharmacy's business, well, this is my personal wish after all. I put prescriptions together because I do not wish for the people to be tormented by illness. There's an old saying that sums up this nicely. Dusty old medicine set on the shelf. A small price to pay for a world of good health. Not to mention that I'd be less busy if everyone remained healthy. That'd be a good thing in my books. Oh no, I suddenly remembered. There's still a customer I haven't delivered medicine to. I'm sorry, I have to go. Happy Lantern rides.
Because of how RPGs have conditioned me, I have expected them to be like, do you mind taking this to them for me?
Yeah, I thought so too.
Fucking video games are conditioning us in ways we didn't realize.
But yeah, Mona does eat. The thing is that the fact that she hasn't... He said that he hadn't eaten for days is just more like she couldn't afford to eat.
Yep. Which is not fasting. It's involuntary fasting, aka starving.
Big difference. Let's just make 6 for now.
Oh my god. I don't think I have enough time to finish this event if I were to start on it, because it's like 2 days to do all this?
I mean, you could just blitz through it if you don't read the text.
Fair.
And you
I can confirm you can in fact do that.
I have, but take a look at
shoot, I could have talked to him right there on the spot.
So, how many days left do we have? I know it's for like 2 days.
Yes, sir. It was like, yeah. Let me double check that in just a moment.
So I have to. I will freaking blitz do this.
3 days and 2 hours.
Okay, so yeah, tomorrow will be 2 days.
Scientists are still trying to figure out how Mona gets that figure while not having decent figure more to eat.
That's the secret. She doesn't have much to eat, so she can't have that figure.
But how does she have this figure?
Wait,
because she doesn't eat.
That
actually makes sense. She's so freaking thin and everything because she.
I see. So people's edits and stuff like that, and drawings of
They're putting some goddamn food in her gullet.
and it just goes immediately to specific locations. Gotcha. Oh my god, Lamb.
Okay, there we go. You're back.
Kirby.
What?
Hi, Kirby. Welcome back.
Oh, okay.
Crashed for a moment.
All right. So, anyways, there must be a way. A way to do what? Oh, it's you, Traveler. You know how it's the time of the lantern rite, right? Well, I was trying to think of a way to help give my business a bit of a boost during all the festivities. Good location, good scenery, and food. We've got plenty of that, too. You can see it now. They released the Mingjiao Lantern in the city. And here we've got tasty food, plenty of drink, and an incredible view. It's going to be spectacular. This will be my main selling point to attract more customers. What do you think? I don't think you'll see the Mingjiao Lantern from here. There's a bit of a mountain in the way. Of course you can see it from here. That lantern's so big that you'll certainly be able to see part of it at least. Anyway, we'll get to that when the time comes. But first, I need to get the inn squared away for more guests. Traveler, could I trouble you to collect some lantern-making materials? I would like to hang some around the inn. Only the materials? All I need are the materials. Constructing lanterns can be quite time-consuming. So once you've collected the materials, just give them to Dummy, and he'll take care of the rest. I'll be attending to other matters in the meantime. Of course, I won't be letting you leave empty-handed. I'll be sure you're rewarded after some guests come and business picked up. And if there's no guests? Well, even if there are no guests who show up, I'll still have something prepared for you. Don't worry about that. I'm sure more guests will start to arrive once the inn is put in good order. Just pass those materials to Dummy. I'll finalize your payment tomorrow based on the situation. Okay.
Dummy though? What?
I don't know why it's called.
Why would you name your child Dummy?
I forgot what the name, why he's called Dummy, but I think I'll need to make a few more Jiao lanterns. So about the materials for those things. Oh right, you can just give the materials to me. I'll take it from here. Thank goodness he's not asking for the stuff that I barely have. Thanks. I was just beginning to worry we'd run out of materials. Just give me a few moments just to make a few more Jiao lanterns and we can hang them all up together. But... And that should do it. Here, take these Jiao lanterns and hang them beside the doors at the inn. I still need to make a few more lanterns in case we need them later.
Man, you can't call that an inn, that's a freaking shack!
What a name. Bluffy.
Why hasn't it happened yet?
Bluffy, the Sampire.
The Sampire.
Yes, do you need something? Oh, right, I'm on the clock. Apologies. What might you require, dear guest?
Bluffy, she's not Buffy, but she's pretending to be.
I was just spacing out for a moment. Thank you for your concern. Honestly, I have another reason for doing this job. I'm looking for one of those meetings you read about in books. A romantic coincidence. A homely maid suddenly whisked off our feet by a dashing young rogue, making a secret promise by the Bishui River. Perhaps it's slow business here, or maybe it's just my luck, but it seems that such things could never happen to me. I was wondering if I should just give up and find someone familiar to settle down with. I just can't keep waiting like this forever.
Okay. Oh my god. That reminded me of something. Something from a long time ago. Oh my god. I will talk about this if I remember it after this. We really won't be able to see the Mingxia Lantern from here.
Why hasn't it happened
first.
yet?
Where exactly do you want to hate at? Oh, there it is. See it now. I'm looking in the wrong direction. And here we go. Alright. Oh.
12 and 18.
The following afternoon. Alright, next story, I guess.
Or you could use the time thing.
Nah.
While most people from Liyue enjoyed the lantern rites, guard for hire Huang Shan is currently in a bit of a fix.
So the thing that I just got reminded of was that long ago. Oh god, another thing at Wangshan. Long ago, I had this sort of like little story thing that I was trying to make that was supposed to lead. It was like either meant to be kind of like a sort of like. It was meant to kind of eventually lead to some kind of like maybe a comic or web comic or a game kind of thing. This is when I was back when, like, you know, back in high school and stuff like that. And I had this one character that, like, I kind of made them like sort of like show them off as sort of like they're like, you know, some big bad looking from behind the scenes, going like, yes, all is going according to plan. And then like. Suddenly the lights are turned on and it's just some girl in the room and it's like their dad's going like, hey, you know, go get, it's time for supper. And she's all like, Dad. And I just realized I had involvement with Chunibyo characters before I knew what a Chunibyo was. Before I knew enough about anime. I had no idea what Chunibyo was, and I was writing stuff that was involving it.
How am I supposed to deliver this?
What's wrong?
You're a traveler, I wager. You're quite the lucky one. To come to Liyue just as the lantern rite is beginning. I, on the other hand, don't have as much time for celebration. We natives of Liyue have a tradition of releasing Jiao lanterns during the lantern rites. Every year, the amount of lantern making materials making the rounds through the trade routes is massive. And it might be my imagination, but it feels like this year's gotten even more cargo than usual. It's all a little too much for me right now. And what's more, the merchant keeps rushing me without any consideration for the road conditions here in Liyue. I'm of the mind to ask someone for help, but haven't been able to find anyone suitable. You up for an escort job?
Merchant from Fontaine?
That's right. What was his name? Francis? Foreign names are so hard to pronounce. I don't know what he wants with such a large batch of goods either, but, well, so long as he's paying. Don't worry, you'll get your fair share once all the work's done. So, if you're helping out, meet me at the place where the stores are being kept. I've marked a spot on your map. I'll be heading there first. Let's meet up in a bit.
I can't wait to be told 10 more times
luck.
about lanterns being released during this time of year by Leeway tradition and blah blah blah.
Well, okay, they haven't been like that. Specifically, also for you here typing.
They haven't been like that, but they say it. But they say it differently each time that you don't notice how much they say it.
I suppose.
Also, they're still looking for your help. I've marked it on your map.
Oh boy. Okay. Just fly away now. But yeah, that's a realization that Chunibyo stuff is just. I have a history with it without realizing it. For all these years. That was a weird sound. Oh, transport balloon.
Oh, you might be hearing me when I sometimes yawn, because I have a weird thing where, like, when I yawn, I currently suck in air in just the right way that it causes like a certain noise. I don't know why.
When you stand for
the good, the bad, the ugly. You name it. I've seen it all. You got a score that you need to settle with me?
Got a score
no?
you need me to settle?
That is a good thing. If there's no injustice in this world, I could quietly return to a more normal life. Okay. That's weird. So,
I have to expect him to say, do you feel lucky?
Well, this is where we store the goods. Do realize that I'm troubling you to help out, so you just need to escort this one transport balloon. But just let me remind you, the cargo it carries is made of fragile materials used in Zhao Lantern construction. It won't do if they get damaged or burned, so you'll have to be careful when you're out on the road. Be best on your guard. Monsters and treasure hunters pass this way from time to time, too. Well, I'll leave this run to you. Just make sure the goods get to Francis safe and sound. We'll meet afterwards on the bridge southwest of Chihu Rock.
Chihu Rock? Where exactly is that at?
Oh, what a question.
Where is this place at? I hope it's not all the way up there. Chihu Rock? I don't know where that's at.
Wait, you mean where she's... where you're taking the balloon, or...?
Yeah, where I'm taking the balloon. I'm just kind of curious to see how far I have to go.
It's one of the paths, right next to the leeway.
Your right slope. Right there.
Where is right there?
Right underneath where you're looking Kiwi slope. Like you said Kiwi, like
oh,
Kiwi, like
Chihu. Oh, that's not how it's spelled.
Ah, okay.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, it is. You are taking a package to leeway.
I know. To leeway. Okay.
Yeah. I think. I can't remember if that's the exact one I did.
Can you check the map? Will it tell you?
Oh wait, is this Chihu Rock? The center part right here?
Maybe.
Policies. Well, whatever. We'll find out.
What a view. How about a quick break so
Behind
I can sketch
me
this beautiful scenery?
That's rocks. You mean the harbor? It's not far. Okay. Yeah, here, quick.
Sorry.
Oh God! What is this nonsense?
Let me scribe.
Oh! Oh, that beat it all makes me.
Go away! Go! Oh God! Go away!
Coming to be!
Yeah! Just run! Run!
Okay. Oh, what is this nonsense about?
Feel this ancient power.
Everything in the universe want this freaking balloon.
Jumpy Dumpty Go!
You don't even drop any goods, do you?
Woo! La la la! By royal decree!
Oh hey, the balloons are taking damage.
Oh shoot, they were shooting from up there! Oh my god! What?
Oh my god! Oh, what the hell? It's like everything in their mothers want this freaking thing.
Fate is upon you.
Burst forth.
Jumpy Dumpty Go! Blazing delight!
Please target this thing instead!
Yeah.
Please target this thing instead!
The auto target being a ping as usual.
Yeah, I hate that auto target.
Well, to be fair, you can kind of control a little bit if you just move the camera around, but that instance was not, it was not happening. Oh god.
I have never been able to change.
Oh wait, that's...
No matter what.
Alright, so it's a little smoldering, but, these are the goods I...
Oh, I was gonna...
okay, go ahead.
These are the goods I ordered? My word, they're finally here! From your style of dressing, you must also be a my uncle. Am I right in saying so?
My god, what are you doing, Lotus?
Ah, friend! I do not know if you have had the privilege of trying Leeway's delicacies, but oh, they are lovely! Believe me, they are absolutely off a cry! All quite scrumptious, oh! Alright, now that my cargo's arrived, I can return to Eden in peace, oh!
See ya, Yanagi. Have a good one.
Somewhat a reference to Master of Disguise during the one freaking bladed scene that you can see during the DVDs.
I see.
I heard that voice, and it's just like, I needed to try it. I could do it, and I've tried it ever since.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh, what do you mean? You want some just bubbles?
Oh god. Your voice also does kind of get louder when you do that too. So just,
yeah, I know.
Keep that in mind.
Because of the freaking, like, the mic is too sensitive, even with all these, like, stopgaps to make it less sensitive. I need to really download the freaking Logitech GeForce, the Logitech G-Hub to fix this stuff.
I've been in contact with Francis. He's received that batch of goods. Thanks a lot. When did you do that? Oh, no, not to worry. Guards for hire like myself are quicker on our feet than most. When it comes to handovers, we're pretty quick there too. It's thanks to your help that this run went smoothly. And so you know, I'm a believer in reasonable pay for all. So give me a moment. Not taking a break for the Lantern Rite? In our line of business, you never know where there will be work. Can't even be home for the Lantern Rite, but then again, it can't be helped. If you're traveling the world, you should go to Leeway to experience the rites. Everyone should be releasing Jail Lanterns at this time. Well, have you released a Jail Lantern yet? Not yet. Traveling guards like us don't have the time for that sort of thing. If I already made one, it would be nice. It would be sure nice to release one for good luck, but I haven't had the time to put a lantern together myself. I'm busy on that festive cheer for sure, but I guess it doesn't matter that much. Oh, well, leave this to me then. Huh? You'll get one for me? You're a pretty nice person, aren't you? Yep, here you go. Let me grab one from the oven. Already baked for you. Oh, this challenge is pretty good. Thanks. Let me see. What should I write? I don't think I can come up with anything good. Let's just go with may everything go well, I guess. As long as As long as all the things go as I expect them to, I'll be thankful to Rex Lapis already. Oh, yes, here's your compensation. Thanks so much for your help and for that jack lantern you gave me. Well then. I wish I didn't violently, like, fade to black. Well, okay, that wasn't much of a simply just a fade. It's simply just, it just goes to black. Alright, the scholar Soraya seems to be investigating something in Mount Tiangheng. Okay, good. I would not have been able to do this mission yesterday because she was busy somewhere else. Or she had a commission. Also, I think, Glare, I think you're the one that's doing it. Like, I think, like, you're touching your headphone, your mic cord or something like that.
I don't really have it.
It just sounds like something
I don't know why it would be me, because I know sometimes it's like to pick up small noises, but I have all the stopgaps in place right now. It's like, unless my sensitivity went up on Discord, which it doesn't seem to be.
I can still kind of hear it from you. Did you turn on the filter thingy?
The filter for Discord, the sensation thing. I have it off because you know sometimes it likes to mess up, so I just manually move it now and again.
Fair, fair.
Could be my mic just being particularly sensitive today. It's like I'm pushing up the decibel thing up by like 3, see if that helps.
3. Mount Tiangheng, Skybracer. What do you think about? I'm currently researching the history and legends of Lanternite. I've heard that this year, Ningjiao's lantern is modeled after an adeptus named Skybracer. From what legends I've been able to gather, this adeptus also fought alongside Rex Lapis for a while. The exact times and the enemies they faced have differed from text to ancient text, but all the sources concur that Skybracer has already passed on, and it is stated that these adeptus once held Mount Tiangheng up with their own antlers. That's why I came up to Mount Tiangheng to see myself, thinking that if I got lucky, I might find something. But as it turns out, Mount Tiangheng is crawling with monsters. After ascertaining the site for my investigations, I found it to be so full of monsters as to be impassable. Traveler, if you're willing, could you help me investigate and take some soil samples? Just soil samples?
Soil? Did someone say soil? Soil? Soil?
Well, that's what we'd say at the Academia, but what we really mean is soil from the area in question. Local legends hold that Skybracer held up Mount Tiangheng with their own antlers. From an academic perspective, it stands to reason that the ground here might have an unusual composition. So please, help me go there and retrieve a soil sample. Okay, sure.
Oh.
What's this about? Oh! Oh! Oh.
Live!
You fool.
This is kind of a tight space here to be fighting.
Good for you, bad for them.
So yeah, you know what? Right. I don't think I would have noticed that spot without her. Well, I guess I would have seen it if I looked in the map, but even still, that would have been kind of expecting a lot. Lady, you were right next to a place that had a bunch of monsters. Whew.
This mission's not an adventure, so they don't care about it.
Delved into death. Oz revealed.
Wait, well, switch over to her.
I summon thee.
Okay. Wait, slime secretions but no lantern stuff? Oh, we're here again. Let's see, soil sample.
Deja vu.
I wonder if I get anything, if I get rewarded if I kill these guys here.
Feel this ancient power.
Oz revealed.
They're water slimes. I don't know why I would just trying so hard there.
Just the clear water slimes as they cause ice to form.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Burst forth.
You're going smooth brain on this curve.
A little bit. I've been smooth braining this entire night, apparently.
I don't think you'll get as bad as Twilight was being earlier.
How smooth was Twilight's brain earlier? Rubber-esque.
Super smooth. To
like
the point.
Shiny apple.
To the point that when we went and raided, like we made a joke of just telling the person that he raided to that he was a smooth brain.
Well, that doesn't give much of a description there, but anyways.
Okay,
he's talking to character. Have you brought the sample back with you? Yes, I've got it right here. Thank you so much. Let me have a look. It seems there seems to be nothing special about the soil here. What were you hoping to find? The legends say that Skybracer used their strong antlers to protect Liyue Harbor from preventing Mount Tianheng from collapsing. Thought I could find at least some fragments of those antlers. I thought, legends are just that, legends. Or has so much time passed since that battle that all traces of it have long since vanished. Still, getting a soil sample is, in and of itself, not a bad result. Traveler, would you accompany me for a while longer? I'd like to head upwards. It shouldn't be too far. So what are you looking for this time? This time, I want to get a vantage point from which I can overlook Mount Tianheng and study its terrain. Tales say that Rex Lapis and many Adepti took part in that battle, and very nearly caused Mount Tianheng to collapse. If the battle truly was that fierce, then perhaps we might be able to do something for the terrain. Lady, you're walking around in those shoes up the mountain. What are you doing?
Also, to put in perspective, marble. He was marble smooth.
Sounds like Twilight.
My forehead hurt from all the face palming.
Live!
Hey.
That took a little moment.
Oh, we can get past something there. Give me a moment, Sword. I'm just, I'm busy collecting. Oh, right, I know what this is for. One.
Hey, well, at least they're working probably for you. Sometimes I have to, like, go back and get them again because I don't want to go into the freaking stone things.
You lost one, you're gonna have to get it again.
You mean like, yes, like just right now, glaring?
Yes.
I think it's on top of that pillar to the right.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it now.
Well, the difference here is the fact that I would get all three of them, and then only one of them would work from all three of them. The other two wouldn't.
Dang it. Hey. Ooh. So I'll go up there. Did her voice change too?
Whose?
Mona, her climbing. Oh God, hi, buddy. Her rock climbing something.
By royal decree, Dumpy Dumpy Poo!
I think Bennett got some stuff.
Oh, we're finally here. That journey would have been tough even without those monsters. There doesn't seem to be anything special about the terrain here. What's this? Oh, the Xiao Lantern. Why would there be a Xiao Lantern here? Did someone come here to pay the respects to the deceased Adeptus? There's something written here. May all the world be at peace. Huh. It's like this person's here to pay respects. Indeed. But this wish... How should I put it? It's It seems a little too magnificent. This seems neither like a wish nor a way of paying respects. It seems more like a wish that one of those adepti of legend might make. I wonder, who would write such a wish onto a Zhao lantern? How strange. Regardless, it seems that at least someone remembered to put a Zhao lantern up here. That adeptus should be quite pleased. Thank you for accompanying me all this way. I'd like to stay here and do a bit more research. Ah, yes. This is for you. Consider it thanks for your help. Liyue has so many legends, and yet my research has no progress made at all. Well then. I like to have to make another lantern. So, what are we missing here? What are we missing here?
Amber's shiny VA got changed.
Wait, what? Like her lines got changed, or her actual VA?
The Chinese voice artist for Amber will be changed. This will take effect in 1.4.
Oh.
Still trying to find it out.
That's so weird. Her of all people?
Barbara still had the same VA, but they just took her in a completely different direction.
Like I said, Rosaria's words just caused great big depression in her. She's... I secretly kind of hope that it's actually something like that. It's actually like it's just some kind of like event type of thing that's happening, but it's just like over time. It's a slow burn kind of thing, slow, subtle thing.
Hopefully it is that way, because if that is the case, then it's just like, hey, that's a better thing than just straight up changing the character like that so much. Especially since.
Oh my god, buddy. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. Yes, character development. Alright, so... Strange. Very strange indeed. I wonder what the matter is. What's wrong? Hardly any guests came at all yesterday. How could that be? Should be loads of travelers for the festival. I mean, maybe it's because people hardly pass by here. No, that can't be. There must be something wrong with the way I'm trying to attract guests. Perhaps it'd be better if I attracted guests more directly. Traveler, could you please go around and attract some guests for me? You can mention we have good food, nice restaurants, and an excellent view for the Lantern Rite Festival. I'll keep thinking if there are any other ways we can attract some guests. Are you...
Why hasn't it happened yet?
Are you... shoving work onto me, huh, buddy? Send out invitations to people nearby. Okay, I guess this is a good spot to be, oh, right, let me talk to a guard about this. Hello! Please wait a while we perform a routine inspection. Would you like to stay at Mr. Zhu's Inn? Oh? Yes, I have in fact heard about Mr. Zhu's Inn. But I'm on duty right now. I appreciate your kind offer, but I cannot just abandon my post. Okay, well... who do I speak to next? Am I gonna be telling people who live here, hey, can you stop by the inn? Okay, Uncle Liu. What is it, youngster? Would you like to stay at Mr. Zhu's inn? Oh, Mr. Zhu, yes, I know the place. But I'm afraid that his inn is simply too far from here. These old legs couldn't handle such a journey, sorry. Okay. So, yeah, I'll just tell him that, all the only people around here that probably would be interested are a bunch of old folk and guards that can't go anywhere. surely he'll accept this bit of information. Wait, what are you doing down there?
This life isn't bad either.
I hope you're not harassing these people. Alright, Mr. Zhu. Oh. Right this way. Right this way, please. Everything's already been prepared, so please have a seat. Mr. Zhu, who are these guys? Yes, I was just out attracting guests when I ran into these two. That's right. This lady is from Minghua Bank, and I'm one of the bank employees. The lady and I were just setting off on this distant journey at the start of Lantern Rite. I'm afraid she feels a little homesick. So we decided to find a spot to watch Xia Lanterns, which is when we happened to meet Mr. Zhu. Yes, and it just so happens that we just prepared new Xia Lanterns for the inn. Was it the Minghua Bank you said? Does that mean... Oh, I shan't pry. You two must be exhausted from your journey. Please, have a rest while we prepare some food for you. Traveler, can you lend us a hand again? We'll need to quickly prepare some food for our two guests. Please, prepare a serving delicious jewelry soup. I'll be sure to compensate you accordingly once things are all settled. I have done well, I mean, I didn't exactly get you customers, so... But you are asking a lot out of me, sir. Alright. Light that on fire first. Jewelry soup, isn't that expensive? No, it's not. There it is. A delicious jewelry soup.
Jewels. This is a dish that would make more drool.
There you go.
And Paimon, because Paimon eats it.
Yes.
So, is the food ready? Yeah, it certainly is. Okay, great. These are all the dishes we needed. Thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. Here's your food. Please enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Zhu. Also, this traveler has gone to great lengths to help with everything. We'd be delighted if you could join us. Thank you, I guess. Judging from your appearance, you must also be a traveler on some distant journey. The festival makes it quite a fitting time for people to come together, share a meal, and enjoy a lively time with one another.
Yes, in fact, would you care to all join us, Mr. Zhu?
Well, yes, I'd be delighted.
Remember how Paimon still likes to eat slime for some reason?
We have
anything.
Well, I mean, look, we don't know what.
Life isn't bad either.
Like you're with the slimes, you're eating elemental. You're eating the elements. Of course, there's gotta be something special about that, you know?
Thank you for your service. Here's some more. Please, check the amount. Sure thing. This moral will be plenty. Now, will you two travelers be continuing further on your journey, or will you return to the city? I've heard the Mingxia Lantern will be particularly impressive this year.
We'll be sure to go see it when we get the chance, if we get the chance. Thanks for letting us know, Mr. Zhu.
Excuse me, Mr. Zhu. Would you be willing to sell us more of or selling us one of your Xia Lanterns? Even if we don't get the opportunity to see Mingxia Lantern City, it would still be nice to release a Xia Lantern, right?
Yes, it is the lantern, right, after all?
Sure, no problem at all. I just happen to have a few new Xia Lanterns that we have just made today. Here, you may have this lantern free of charge. It is the lantern right after all. You may keep your moral.
Thank you, Mr. Zhu. Mr. Zhu, do you know of a suitable place to release the lantern nearby?
A place to release the Xia Lantern? Let me think.
It should be somewhere higher up.
Ah, yes. I remember that there should be some suitable places if you follow the road further up the mountain. However, there's been word of monsters appearing in the mountain, so you too should be careful.
Why hasn't it happened yet?
Oh, this is a long quest, isn't it? I'm looking at the time, it's 2:26. I'm scared to see what is the third day for the third thing for Lantern Festival, Lantern Rites. No one tell me what it is. No one tell me what it is, but
I bet it's more missions.
Traveler, I'm sorry, but would you be willing to escort us up the mountain to release the Jao Lantern? Why won't you return to the city? My apologies. I'm afraid we cannot return to the city at this time because of certain matters. As such, we will be requiring your protection of the mountain. We can leave whenever you're ready. After we release the lantern, the Jao Lantern, we'll continue on our way.
Thank you, Bill. Now over to our weatherman. You really that really sounds like.
I'm trying my best to just do different voices and whatnot. And I was like, well,
have a couple other people here.
I suppose so. I suppose so.
Or are you afraid they'll do another?
Oh wait, they're talking. Have you written your wish on the Jao Lantern? Yes, I've written it. It's just that I don't know if it will come true. It will. I know it will. I hope so. You? Have you written your wish on the lantern as well? Me? No. There's no need for me to wish for anything.
That needs to stay up a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, it really should. I wonder when they're going to get around to fixing that, because, like, good grief, man.
Just add voice acting.
Whenever there's voice acting, then it doesn't go by fast. But, like, when it's in text form, it goes by way too fast.
At the same time, like, whenever Paimon speaks during that type of stuff, why doesn't she say anything?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Well,
she says sometimes, depending on. It's just more like that writing may be kind of like some extra stuff that was added in, or just, oh, hey, we think it's a good idea to have this in here, but it's too last second to get the voice actors back in here. It's just simply how it's structured. Like, main story stuff tend to get voices, whereas sub-stories don't get any voices. It's kind of like how they usually do that in RPGs. Well, gacha stuff, I guess. RPGs, sometimes they kind of actually voice a lot of things. At least modern ones do, at least. Back in the old day, no, they don't voice in side quests. Which, I have a thing to talk about that, but let me read this first. This would actually be a very suitable place to release the Jao Lantern. Thank you, Traveler. You're welcome. I just hope that's her wish will come true. Thank you, Traveler. We should be on our way now. Huh, how mysterious. Now I gotta talk to this guy again. So, yeah, there was this one game called, let's see, Tales of... Which one? It was Tales of Legendia.
Oh, the Tales of Legendia.
Coming to be.
That game is a good game, but at the same time, oh boy, that game.
There was a lot of good things and a lot of kind of like annoying things about that. That game, I believe it was made by the Soul Calibur team, or at least had some people, you know, they're kind of like a lot of either Soul Calibur or Tekken. I can't remember which one. And, you know, hey, I enjoyed it, but, like, for some reason, they decided to not have the multiplayer aspect in that game. When it would be, like, that game, it had a...
I thought it did.
It did not, no. That one had a, the fighting was side-scrolling. Like, sort of classic style.
Some of the older ones.
Yeah. And, you know, it would have been way perfect for like, would have been handling multiplayer a lot better. Because they were kind of struggling a little bit for a while.
And then there's also the fact that the game just would not fucking end.
That's all Tales of games.
Well, yes, but Tales of Legendia took it to a whole new degree with the fact that there was like 4 different epilogues after the quote-unquote end of the game. It's almost like Tales of Graces, but Tales of Graces wasn't nearly as bad.
Oh, how long I gotta talk to this person? You're back. It's been difficult to attract guests during the festival. What about those 2 guests that were here earlier? Have they left already? Yep, they continue on their journey. Oh, I see. Leaving on a journey during the lantern rites mustn't be easy for them. Huh. Now that you mention it, regardless of where they're heading towards or away from Leeway, don't you find it a little strange that they continued on their journey without stopping for the night? When I met them earlier, it was clear from their expressions that they didn't know which way to go. They even jumped when I called after them, and there was something a bit off about their attire as well. Oh, forget about it. Here's compensation I promised you earlier. Thanks for all your help. I'll get back to matters at the inn now. Huh.
This life isn't bad either.
I don't know what that's about.
I guess I can keep living like this.
Lantern rights, big business? Oh yeah, that's one. Wait. To Mondstadt's. Go to Wangshu Inn. Route to Mon... What?
No.
Which one was it? Oh, not that one. Ah, dang it. Let's just see this thing. Yep. Build up. All completed. I think it's this one here. No? Wait, what did I just get access to?
That is a very good question.
There it is. Oh, wait, it just...
Oh, it's another thing.
That's Mona. That's one of Mona's things. Oh god. Oh boy. Okay, no, we're going to Qingxi. We don't have to worry about Mona. Except we're going to have to.
Maybe.
Ah! Oh no. Well, okay, it may not conflict, but we may bump into her. It popped up saying sit next to Mona. It said sit next to her.
Oh yeah, I did the second set before I did the thing with Zhao and setting up the lantern right here.
Mm-hmm.
So we just walked past Mona and went and had a feast with him.
Oh wow. Oh god, that would have been amusing just to basically to constantly keep having Mona in the background as we're doing Zhao things. Oh, she's not voiced again. That should be enough. What are you doing? Oh, Fruity, can you help me? Fruity's not around. Okay. I'm surprised to see you're here. You still remember how I invited Jing Zhao and Mr. Bohan to Jingxing Village, right? They've headed there already. Meet them there if you want to join. I still have something to do here. I'll make my way to Jingxing Village as soon as I'm done. I don't think you're ever going to be done. I can't help it. The workload of the Ministry of Civil Affairs during the Lantern Rite is unbelievable. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is transporting some festival supplies today, and Wangshu Inn happens to be a transit station. Since I'm here, I promised them that I'd monitor the transfer goods. We can go to Jingxing Village first and wait for their arrival. Making an inventory shouldn't take me long. Oh god, I have 2 things to talk about now. So, you said to meet them at Jingxing Village, right? Okay. There's no marker for it? Just make sure that... Yep, okay. I thought the game kind of froze on me. So, I already forgot the second thing I was going to talk about. Oof.
Damn it, I forgot to.
I know the first thing was Tales of Legendia. So Legendia, they have this main story thing, and then, wait, this is Qingxi, right? Yes, it is. And then at some point they go to what's referred to as character quests. The problem is that the character quests, they're not side quests. That's the next main quest. It's just focusing individually on the characters. But they all have a sort of overarching kind of thing that eventually culminates in the final party member, which is basically the final ending. But it's not voiced. None of it was voiced. None of the character stuff was voiced because they thought it was side quests.
And then there's even the fact that after all that, the game still continued on with another freaking arc after that.
It did, no, I thought it ended there. With the, I forgot what her name was. Grune?
Last I remember, the game does a sort of side thing where, like, it seems to end, like, multiple times. Where it's like you beat the main story of like the big part of the entire plot, aka the first arc, and then there's the, like you said, the character arcs, which I think are all considered one single arc. And then...
I mean, they like every character like kind of just gets their own thing, and they say hey, this character, and whatnot. I think it followed their Chahan.
Yeah, but I feel like after all the character stuff, there's like one more arc after that.
Let me scribe. By royal decree.
Maybe sort of an epilogue kind of thing, but
it could be the epilogue. But I do know that if that's the case, then the epilogue lasts a lot longer than it should for an epilogue.
I don't remember it being that long. I felt like it was like the first story part was like 20 to 30 hours. The character stuff was like the character stuff felt like it was like the bulk of the game. Like it just felt very short, especially compared to like all the other games.
I feel like if you try to do everything, then it lasts so long. Well, like I do remember hearing another person say the same thing, like somewhere else, I don't remember where, but they also agreed that like the game just doesn't end for some reason. It just continues and continues and continues.
Maybe it's
also
it's kind of trying to figure like where the Mr. Buffalo could possibly be. Maybe talking to her, or maybe talking to the leader person.
I also feel like the reason why it seems like it lasts a lot longer is because, as you mentioned, no voice acting for like a good bit of it after that point, and it's just like, oh god, no.
Oh wait, why am I talking about? Wait, oh, little you? Oh, are you looking for her? What perfectly terrible timing. I don't know where she's gone. She received a letter from her father, asked someone to send her over to Leeway Harbor that stated that he'd be back soon. Little Liu was so happy. She wanted to prepare a gift for her father and wrote some other children to picking fruits and flowers. But a few days afterward, he sent word saying that he had a last-minute assignment and wouldn't be able to return. She threw a tantrum, and nothing we said could dissuade her from insisting that she would go to Leeway Harbor herself since her father wasn't coming. We thought it was a joke for a while, but this morning she was gone. Oh god, I gotta take care of this right now, don't I? We've already sent people out to look for her, but if you're willing, you can join as well. Where do you think she headed? I doubt she could go far. She's probably still close by, but the wilds are a dangerous place. Please find her quickly. Oh, that's why. Oh. Okay. Well, then I was about to be like, maybe I can ignore this for a bit. Like, no, Kirby, you're not ignoring this. All right. So let's see, what was the thing called again? It was called Will of Stone. I'm just gonna use the helmet and stuff. Watch. In the near future, when we're finally gonna be doing the like festival thingy for Mondstadt, I'm also gonna have a whole bunch of missions piled up, waiting for me to work on them. But I can't. But I can't get to them because everything else is blocking all the other things. Wow, this girl went really far. If she's over here, she went really far by herself. Lizard! Lizard! Oh, this lizard. Don't play the game plays you.
Lizard photobombed the camera.
Convince Rosard to join you.
So many footprints, this can't be good. We must hurry up and find little Leo.
Alright, so... This must be because, you know, let's assume that the world itself is condensed. This should basically have been like...
An hour-long walk.
No, that's longer than an hour. That's much longer than an hour. Like I said, everything's technically like condensed. So it's, I'd say maybe like 2, 3. And also, there's a little kid walking too. So they have a sort of.
I always feel like it's always a lot more condensed. Like games are always like that. Like gameplay-wise, start condensed than from what they would be like lore-wise.
The same here.
Dragon's Dogma is an example of a game that doesn't do that.
Yeah. Shadows of Fate.
The game is awesome, but that game really needed a horse. You really needed the horse back in that game.
You just needed to know that wolves fear fire.
And goblins ill like fire.
Mm-hmm.
And some other...
Yes.
Are you here to catch me and take me to Jingxi Village?
I've got something for you.
I don't need anything from you. You're just trying to bribe me. Go back to the village. Go back and tell the village that I'm going to Leeway Harbor to look for Daddy. They don't have to worry. Once I find him, I'll just talk to him for a while and then I'll come back. Hey, wait up! Little Louie's run off. We need to catch up.
We sure need to catch up. Catch up to Little Louie. If she gets more than 30 meters away, the quest will be failed. Is she gonna run the entire damn way?
How far away are you from Leeway?
We're in the opposite end. We're right next to Mondstadt. Rather, Leeway Harbor is like on the opposite side.
Oh my... No, please! No! Please! No! Oh my god, imagine if you had to do that!
Child!
Oh my god. We were just talking about Dragon's Dogma, and if the game makes you go all the way to Leeway, that is a Dragon's Dogma quest in a nutshell.
There's no way they'll make me do that. Okay, alright, I don't know what to say. There's no way. Oh dear god, are you kidding me?
Moments of birth.
And more freaking village appear behind you out of nowhere.
Oh god, I was hoping that thing would take me up in the air.
By royal decree.
Royal
Coming to be. Moments of birth.
Jumpy Dumpy Go!
It's always fun juggling these big guys. Alright. Where you
Honestly, if in lore-wise, that from there to Leeway would probably take a week.
Yeah. A couple of days.
What are you following me for anyway? I said I'm going to Leeway Harbor. I'll get around these monsters myself. They won't find me. Don't treat me like I'm a little kid. I'm a grown-up now.
This is from your father. From Daddy? Did he ask you to send it over? I'm sure it's more things for children to play with. If it's not kites, it's dolls. You don't like them? I do. It's something Daddy gave me. How could I not like it? But if I always like these things, then doesn't that mean I'll always be a kid? If I keep playing with them, when will I become an adventurer or get my own vision? What did you want a vision for? I didn't get... Wait, hold on a second. What? I spoke to... Wait! I spoke to her. I spoke to her, and I told her, I was basically just brushing her off. I don't have time for you.
Oh my god.
Like, I literally just did that on stream just a couple of minutes ago.
Oh my god.
What do you want a vision for again? Even though you told me, but... Oh no, you didn't tell me. If I had a vision, I'd be able to do so many things. I'd be making money or something else. And Daddy wouldn't have to work in Leeway Harbor all the time. He'd just come back and spend time with me. Right now, I can't go to Leeway Harbor without a vision. Since Daddy has already sent you with his presents, I might be just giving him more trouble by going to look for him. And presents ready for him too. I wanted to give him a surprise, but I can't take them to him now. If only someone could help me with that. It's alright, I'm going back. You just don't need to follow me. I know the way home.
Oh my god. Yes, if only they had someone to help you with that.
Wait, why is it telling me? Huh. Oh, 2 different missions. Yeah, I'll take care of that one later. You want to just teleport up there? Oh, I went to the wrong one. Oh my god. Thanks for one. Let's upload this one. I'll help him out someday in the future. Someday. Wait, hold on. You know what? No. It doesn't sit well with me. No, let me go finish this. Let me go finish this mission. It is actively making me feel uncomfortable. And who knows, maybe I need to talk to him anyways. So I might as well finish this up, right? Slimes, lowly life forms with minimal intelligence, made of condensed elemental... Oh, rip.
Oh man, I can get to the stream full screen in time, so I could have told you what the rest of it was.
Oh.
Also words.
Have you handed the presents to Lulu yet? She'd prefer your own. I want to go back too, but Leeway Harbor is in the States. I don't think it's possible for the time being. Still, thank you so much. I hope those presents will improve her mood a bit. They are her favorites after all. Please, take this as thanks.
Oh no, he's gone. He's the invisible man. Reputation reward, Leeway.
Catch that at some point.
I think he went to the wrong teleport.
They're both the same distance.
Sure?
Ah, I see. Wait, was it? No, it was pointing to both one. But you know what? Since we're here, hold on. Let me go talk to her real quick. House? No, the house is down there. There it is. All right. So... Oh. Am I not going to deliver it? Huh.
Maybe you already did, technically? I don't know.
No, she didn't give me anything. She just said if only someone could deliver this for me. And hey, I was going to offer my services, but... Of course, that could be kind of another quest that's locked up behind characters and such, so...
Yeah, the characters, or you need to get further into the story.
Yeah. Or...
Both.
Yeah. Shoot, I hope I don't have to have been in Act 1 for Act 3, rather. There you are! Let's see, you skip it and just finish the quest. Wait, did I... Wait! I had the option to deliver the thing? What? Oh! Well, so much for that. Not bad. Oh, well, not bad. In fact, your calligraphy is the best I've ever seen. I'm still reeling from that. I'm still reeling from that. Just like, I can't believe I actually missed it. I was thinking like, wait, what if I go back to her? Like,
that's why there were 2 markers.
Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I was thinking about that. So you see, and I even went like, you know what? No. Let me go finish the quest. You see, that's what happens if I had ignored finishing quests. I would have been properly rewarded. Oh, I see that you're all set up. I guess. It's you. I just gotten here. My calligraphy is actually in great demand. I just need to pick up my pace if I want to assist all those people. Jing's out here is here too. Have you seen him? Have you seen him in the game? I didn't see him actually. We traveled to Jingsing Village together, but he seemed very perturbed on the way here. I asked him what troubled him, but he only sighed and said he'd lost his inspiration. When we finally got here, I got straight to writing, and he said he wanted to look around alone, so we parted ways. Perhaps the villagers know where he is. You better ask around. While you're at it, I could use your help in turning these adorned Zhao lanterns to their owners. Let me mark their locations for you. I still have a lot of writing to do here, so I'll leave the lantern delivery to you. Well then. So... Oh god, there's 3 of them. So this is making me think of like a certain anime that involves like a lot of characters and stuff like that. Like, oh no, what's the name of that anime? Durara. That's an anime that has a huge cast. And they kind of just... They spend some time just kind of showing everyone and such, kind of like different parts, different things that they're doing and whatnot. And I guess like there's some kind of overarching thing, but you just kind of see everyone's day in their life and whatnot as it's all coming together. What is it, youngster? So about the Zhao lanterns with Mr. Longhorn's calligraphy. Oh right, I did ask that gentleman to make an inscription for me. That's it, isn't it? Nicely done. Thank you for bringing it to me. I still need to thank that calligrapher, too. Have you seen Jing Zhao by any chance? Jing Zhao? Do you mean that famous poet? I saw him around with a huge frown on his face. He seems really upset. That's all I know. Maybe someone else will be able to point you to him. So, chat, anyone who did this quest, what was said? I'm kind of curious, like if they're, the rewards or what was even said by the characters. God, I'm feeling really bad about that. Like, good grief.
Yeah, that is
Mm-hmm. taking a wild guess that show probably didn't get to see it either.
I haven't gotten this far.
Okay, well, now you know. Make sure to, you know...
Do with the...
Nah, I'm pretty much only focusing on Theater Mechanicus at this point.
The reward changes. Well, what did they say is what I'm curious. Welcome to the Funroom Carpenters. Anything you'd like to order? Actually, we've got some lancers for you. Or a lancer. It's done. Let me take a look. Ah, it's quite something. Quite a fine piece of writing. So, have you seen Jing Zhao by any chance? That poet. I saw him earlier with kids who were following him around. I wish I could tell you more. Perhaps other villagers would be more help. Okay. Where are you at? How far are you? That's... Huh. A little bit of distance, I suppose. I suppose I could have teleported to that other place over there, but eh. Also, these people have like monsters so close to the village. Jeez. I guess, you know, they can defend things pretty well though because of all the steps. I wonder why can't you switch over? Fruity, have you done this this mission stuff here?
You mean the side missions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, do you remember the mission involving Little You and the guard? Basically, the guard who wants to be, you know, wants to be home for his kid, but
not too much. I kind of sped through all these.
So there was apparently I was supposed to have taught. Rather, the little girl wanted someone to deliver something for her, but it was a bonus extra mission thingy that I didn't know. Like, it was showing me, hey, come over to this place over here, but I was like, no, wait, that's just showing me to the other mission, not to the one I need to go to right now. And I was like, you know what? Let me just finish up this mission instead of being distracted by other side quests. And I was...
In other words, you didn't read the fine print.
I even spoke right next to the microphone doing that. Anyways. Luring, can you help me with this?
Hello, can I help you with something?
So, about Zero Lanterns with Mr. Bohuan's calligraphy.
Is there anything? Let me see. Oh my, this is lovely. That gentleman is blessed with amazing talent.
Have you seen Jing Zhao, by the way?
Jing Zhao? Yes, I've seen him. He just passed by with a bunch of children. He said that they were going out to play some games. Odd, isn't it? You would have expected a renowned poet to kill children that way. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding them. Just go that way.
That way? What way?
That way.
Ah.
Sometimes I just stop myself from putting accents into things that I don't need to. I started almost putting a Russian accent in the middle of that for some reason.
Oh, up there. Huh.
Yes, that way. This is where I'm pointing, can't you see?
Hurry. Huh. And that's why that mission was important.
Little you, little Zuo, little you.
And that's why I can't do anything for her at the moment, because she is part of the quest! I wonder what Uncle Jing Zhao's next riddle will be. I'm definitely gonna solve this one. I'll try my hardest. This will not work. It needs to be more elaborate. No, another dead end. Something so cryptic will only alienate my little audience. What are you up to? Oh, it's you, my liege. I'm
little audience. Little audience.
Oh, it's you, my liege. I'm crafting lantern riddles for these children. Lantern... what? You're not familiar with those, I presume? You may consider it a game of sorts. Each Zhao lantern has a sort of riddle inscribed upon it. The person who solves the riddle can take the lantern it was written on. At present, I'm trying to perfect these 3 riddles, and as if it wasn't enough, my little friends also insist on adding additional loot for correct solutions. Loot. How do they even know of such expressions?
Well, they look like Gen Xers, alright.
So what about your competition with Vermeer? Competition. It shames me to say this. The matter has been on my mind ever since we agreed upon it. But no matter where I look, I cannot seem to even find an ounce of inspiration. I have no idea what type of poem would be even worthy depiction of both Liyue Harbor and the Lantern Rite. Truth be told, that was the reason why I accepted Huang's invitation. I'd hoped that there may be something here that collects some material, find my muse. What kind of material could you find here? Well, no, actually, no, wait, what, Lantern Riddle's supposed to help you with that? Do not worry, my liege. My writer's block has not got the best of me just yet. Those lantern riddles, however, have nothing to do with finding inspiration. I felt really bad for these children. They have no one to entertain them or take them on a holiday outing in this place, completely bereft of any festive atmosphere as it is. I just wanted to amuse them with my riddles so that they can participate in lantern rites like the rest of us. Anyways, I just came up with 3 riddles. Now, I just need 3 Zhao lanterns. Would you be kind enough to bring me 3 sets of Zhao lantern... 3 sets of Zhao lantern materials, my liege? Oh god.
You're gonna need to buy more lanterns.
Buy more. You can't buy any of this.
Or make, I mean, whatever.
Nope, he just wants materials.
I just realized I'm gonna have to farm those before I can do any of them.
Also, I'm still confused as to why he calls you my liege.
I'm assuming it's from some other story thing.
Potentially.
But that just...
Is it one of those situations where it's like they expect you to have already done that quest before doing this quest?
Normally, you know, they'll keep that in mind, I guess, but it just might be the way he talks. It might be because,
it might just be because the Lantern Rite content's just got too many things for them to do that.
Sometimes I think it's just more.
No.
It's just
I know right now the current quests, a lot of them aren't acting as if the main Lantern Rite thing hasn't already happened, which it did.
Well, yes, there's that. Yes, there is that. But the thing is that, when do you meet Chi-Chi?
You meet Chi-Chi in chapter 2 of the Liyue story, I believe.
And do you need to finish, rather, Act 2. Do you need to finish Act 2 before you can start the Lantern Rite stuff?
I don't know.
I think you need just Act 1. So if that is if that's the case, there was a mission that I did where they gave me the prompt asking, but what about Chi-Chi and Jaho?
If you only need to beat Act 1, then in that case, there is the implication that maybe you would have had that prompt even if you hadn't met the characters yet.
But what about the other things that goes like for Mona's mission thing where they were like, oh yeah, I remember you. As an option.
I think it's just the Lantern Rite stuff. They just didn't have the time to do that.
I don't know about that. I think this game is capable of.
I mean, to be fair, this is like 9, 18, 23, I believe, total quests just for this part of Lantern Rite.
Oh man! So I'm just
Did you just spoil some things for me?
I think I don't know.
Would a number of quests be a spoiler?
Anyways, so you are most capable indeed. I just need a moment make those lanterns. Then, you can write the riddles on them. Are they older or younger than you? They're older than me. I just think he's just being very... That's just how he talks.
It might also have to do with the quest that I don't think you got all the way through.
I'm almost... I cannot believe otherwise, Fruity. I cannot be convinced.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to point out that with what I remember from like the opening cuts and stuff, I think it's implied that our character is actually older than they look.
No, I mean, he could be older than he looks, but he's still young. Like he can't go and get alcohol. So, anyways, Cell lanterns. I'm from Leeway after all. Making Xiao lanterns runs in our blood, although my technique isn't the greatest. Our little friends here are ready to take their shots at riddles. Why don't you stay and cheer them on? Rock-hard flesh and bamboo bones. Lives in the city with thousands of clones?
Oh.
Pitch black sea marks and the end of its flight. Within its body hides resplendent light. What's a lantern riddle? That's what a lantern riddle is? It's too difficult to pilot little brain. Do you have any clue as to what the answer might be? No?
Right. Well, okay. Let me see it.
Oh, I mean, if these are the choices here, then it's gotta be a Xiao lantern because like, it's gonna just go sink in the sea at some point.
Maybe it would have to be. It's either that or.
Correct. You guessed right.
Yes, I think it is a Xiao lantern.
Xiao lanterns have bamboo frames, and inside's made of rocks. They float in the sky after release. You do not find them in the wild, and that's why each one lives in the city. Even though a chunk of plasterite inside is not easily damaged, the lampshade can break. Once released, a Xiao lantern may fall into the sea, which marks the end of its flight. Even so, the wishes committed to the lanterns will not perish, which is symbolized by their resplendent light. I just sequence broke again. And again with little you! Again! Oh, the poor girl. Oh, I wouldn't have thought about it at all. Big brother, you're so... Oh, dear God. Big brother, you're so smart. So you should take this gift. My friend says that you should always get some loot for guessing the right answer. This can be your loot.
You got three grays and a blue, mister.
She gave me an egg.
Better luck next time,
Yep, you got a sticker. You got 3 stickers and a voice slide.
She gave you an egg for these trying times.
Yep. Thank you, Shaw. I was trying to go there. Bamboo tube powder stone? What does it mean? Wait, what? Why am I...
What the frick?
Oh, so it was Xiao lanterns, but what the heck are verses of equilibrium?
I think these might be too big words for these small children in their puzzles.
Oh my god. String, where does that fit in? Alright, so, bamboo tube with powdered stone, burned in the nights as bright as the sun. It roars like thunder, very frightening, but it summons ash instead of lightning, so fireworks.
Sure. Fireworks, yep, I was about to say.
This one seems really simple. If you think hard enough...
Firecracker.
So, yeah, so Paimon was already saying this one's easy. Correct. You guessed right. It must have been a fairly simple one. Bamboo tube, powdered stone, burns in the night. And then a clap of thunder. Firecrackers is the only possible answer.
Oh, of course! How did I not get that? Well, since you solved the riddle, here's your reward.
I got a frog. You know what? That's not a bad reward. That's not a bad reward. Understand it.
Wait, talk to the little Joe again, because you just solved his...
Firecrackers! How did I not think of that?
Oh, something slow.
Watch me rise on one wing and ride the wind to Daeon. But if my string is broken, I flail and plummet to oblivion.
What does that mean?
Watch me rise ride the wind to Jane. I mean, these kids are not gonna know what one mean is. But if my string is broken, I flail and plummet to... Alright.
Kite?
Yeah, it's gotta be kites. I would not have guessed it otherwise. Correct. You've guessed right. You have to ride the wind if you want to get as high as Jane. And you control it with a string, so naturally, it must be a kite.
What? How does that work? Oh, I guess it must be... How'd you get that, though? You must be super smart. Since you solved the riddle, here's your reward.
Huh.
I'm not gonna lie, my first thought...
Potato!
Kite.
Ah, I see.
Oh, kite.
Well then, you must have a sharp mind if you manage to solve all these riddles. Although typically the one who solves the riddles gets free Xiao lanterns, I'm afraid I can't simply give you these Xiao lanterns here. And it would ruin my hands if I were to try and make 3 more. Ahem. So please take these instead. These children don't seem ready to stop here just yet. It seems these 3 riddles was not enough. I'll have to come up with a few more. Hey, so about your poetic inspiration... Oh, don't read much too into it. That was just a little idea I came up with. It's nothing serious. But these children are waiting very expectantly for me to give them lantern riddles. I'll keep entertaining them until they've had enough. When the painter comes, I'll let him know. Oh, would you look at the time? Wanga should be arriving at any moment. Please, could you receive her on my behalf? I shall continue entertaining these children with lantern riddles. So he's basically saying that he's like giving up? Oh, I thought he would have been a little too prideful for that, but I mean, he was a nice guy. Like he was like, hey, you know, these kids, you know, they don't get get to enjoy lantern rights, so let me just bring it to them. Wait, is that all the children in the place? Huh.
Hopefully not, because that says a lot for lack of...
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if this game was actually fully sized and whatnot, then yeah, there'd probably be, like, a lot more children and such. And he'd probably be, like...
I would honestly love a game that's just to scale to what they imagine it would be. Basically, Dragon's Dogma 2.0.
Oh, dear God. I mean, that'd be cool, but, like, it'd be cool, but it'd be very, like, difficult to keep up with. Like, I mean, that's the reason why they, like, let's see, Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall, like, it's huge. It's massive. It's, like, actually, like, trying to get to places will actually, like, take you, like, real-life time and whatnot if you don't fast travel or whatnot. But, well, like, that's really hard to manage.
Also, the fact that, if I remember, Daggerfall is still like one of the games with like the largest open world.
It is,
if you
but
can call it open world.
Yeah, if you call it open world, because a lot of it is just simply just randomly generated. Nothing really original.
Also, Dragon's Dogma 2 win, please.
Yeah, no kidding. I say that even though I never beat the game.
I'm here. Traveler, have you seen Jing Zhao and Bahuan?
So about those two.
I see. Great. I thought that nobody would make arrangements if I wasn't here. The Ministry of Civil Affairs has quite a lot of goods for distribution. It's taken me a long time to count them all up. I came here as soon as I finished. I didn't think I'd end up being so late. But from the sound of it, it seems everything's under control and I don't have to do anything. I'll go and see them in a bit. I'll take a walk first. Oh no. Oh no.
So, because they're...
We're walking at the same speed!
Oh, finally! That's not a walk! You walk 2 steps!
Genshin Village. I actually came from here as a child, or came here as a child a few times. I always liked the tofu here, and little wooden carvings. The surrounding areas here are quite beautiful. In the past, a lot of people thought it was great living here. So, what happened? I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt again. So, yeah, much like Dura, like, you know, you're getting like different little episodes from different people and whatnot, and they're all kind of like giving a sort of, you know, this sort of an overarching story. Although in this case, it's more like the overarching story of the region of Liyue. And I kind of appreciate that. And hey, I made a good choice to not do this off stream, because this is very much lore. Anyways, so yeah, what happened? Well, for older people, Genshin Village is a calm and easygoing place to live in. Everything is familiar and things don't change much. Stay here a while and you might even start wondering whether time has stopped. But it's maybe not the best place for young people. For a variety of reasons, most of the young people from Genshin Village have moved to Liyue Harbor, leaving only the old and young children behind. I mean, I know why, but tell me anyways. It's a long story. It's hard to explain. Let's keep walking. You told me that. Hold on, I'm curious. It's different walking speed because different body types.
So, because Devil May Cry 5 is now done, and the lead developer mentioned how they had a choice between it and Dragon's Dogma 2. I wonder if that means Dragon's Dogma 2 is now going to be what they're working on.
Let's worry about that when there's nothing story-wise here. To sum up, for one reason or another, Genshin Village has slowly become a village for elderly and for the kids. When the festive season comes around, it's difficult for them to create a really celebratory atmosphere here. The Ministry of Civil Affairs always arranges to send supplies over, but... well, that's really all we can do for them as outsiders here. I think what they really need is the company of their families. Without your family around, all the material wealth, all the organized entertainment in the world is just... family.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just I deal with things like this all the time. I guess when I'm not careful, I just start talking about heavy topics. On the bright side, Genshin Village is much more festive than usual around this year with Jingzhou, Mr. Bohwan, and you here. Thanks again for your help, Traveler. So what about your family? It can't be helped. The Ministry of Civil Affairs delivers supplies to many places during its Lantern rites, and I still have to do my part. Some of the places are so far away that I'll bet you never even heard of them. And it's not just me. Many of my colleagues are out delivering Zhao Lanterns too. Our hope and our duty is to deliver Zhao Lanterns to all, so everyone can experience the festive spirit. But as for me, I'm a bit of an exception. I don't get to go home during festive period. In a good year, I get to take off a few days near the end of the festival and spend some time with my family. They're generally very understanding about it, but I suspect that this time my mother's going to nag me about it. Well, I'll have to get back to work shortly. You make the most of everything going on during the festival. Happy Lantern Rite! Thanks a lot, lady. You gave me a moment where I'm just kind of contemplative, looking off into the distance, just remembering things. Alright, game. Hit me. Hit me with it. Ah, there it is.
there it is.
Yep, 5 more, but you're almost done.
Yeah, but each of them could very easily take a long time.
Halfway there.
Wow, living on a prayer. Ow, my tummy.
A lot of stuff in Genshin Village. Whoa, a lot of stuff in this place, huh? So what about all the glitters? Why did this...
You're done. You're done with all that glitters.
Okay. Ah, and I still don't have enough stuff for this. Wait, I can do the stand by me thing. Alright, who do I...
No, you don't. You need 1,000.
Oh. Who do I even go for? Like...
Time for more theater mechanics.
Zignon, of course.
What do you mean, of course? I don't know, maybe Jong-un just for the sake of just like having a claymore.
I wonder what the hell this means. Like, do you get to use them for the duration, or
no? It's no, you just get them, and if you already have them, you get another constellation.
Oh, so it is exactly what I was hoping it was. Damn, too bad I won't be able to do anything with that. I also have all those characters.
Oh no, Luma screen thing.
Yeah, I got a rock jade palace lady, like right before I was able to get that. So I just C1'd her at that point.
Yeah, because I remember her C1's really good.
Yeah, and also the other person was Beto, but I can just get that later.
I was hoping they'd let me do this later. Oh well. Alright, so